Good morning, students. Welcome you all to my English class. Students of Standard 9, your book, your English supplementary book, Moments. This is the video that I'm making right now. It is video number 4. This is video number 4 of the chapter of the book Moments. Chapter number 4. Chapter number 4, in the kingdom of fools. In the kingdom of fools. So, video number 1 means part 1, part 2, part 3 I have completed. I suggest you all go through all parts minutely, one by one. First part 1, then part 2, then part 3, and then come for this video. This is part 4. This is part 4 of the chapter in the kingdom of fools. So students, we have to start the another para. I hope you have listened very well my previous videos. So I am going to start to teach you from another para. In the last para, in the last video, I was there in the situation when the king and his ministers were in a problem. What was the problem? The stake, the killing object that their servants prepared to kill the merchant. The merchant was too thin to fit to the stake. So they were in a problem. What did they do next? Come to know. What shall we do? He said, when suddenly it struck him that all they needed to do was to find a man fat enough to feed the stake. The servants were immediately sent all over the town looking for a man who would feed the stake. And their eyes fell on the disciple who had fattened himself for months on bananas and rice and wheat and ghee. So see how foolish they all were in that kingdom. Not only the king, but also all the people around him, even ministers. So along with ministers, the king came to a decision. What was the decision? As because in front of their eyes, the criminal, the rich merchant, who was very thin to fit to the stake, who was too thin to fit to the stake, so that they decided to find out a fat man, a man who was fat to fit the stake to the killing object. So the king passed an order to find out a man who was fat enough to feed the stake to be executed. See how foolish they were. Means they were in search of a person who was fat but not guilty, not a criminal. Only they were finding a person who was fat. Why? Because they wanted a fat man to feed the killing object. That's it. So they started searching a fat man. And finally the servants of the foolish king got the man, a fat man. And that fat man was the disciple of the guru, who was very greedy, who was very foodie, who didn't receive the advice given by his guru, so that now he was in a problem. See, what have I done wrong? I am innocent. I am a sannyasi, he cried. When he was arrested by the servants of the king, he cried out. He said that, I am an innocent person. Why are you arresting me? Why are you all arresting me? I am an innocent person. That may be true, but it's the royal decree. Decree means final decision, that we should find a man fat enough to fit the stake. Stake means killing object. He said, they said, and carried him to the place of execution. So, when the disciple said to the servants that he was innocent person, why they were arresting him? So, the servants of the king replied, yes. What they replied? They replied that yes, the disciple was an innocent person, but it was the decree, it was the final decision of the king to find out a fat man to be fit in the stake, to be executed, to be killed. That's why they were arresting him. They said it. He remembered his wise guru's words. This is a city of fools. Now, this disciple was remembering the wisdom of his guru. His guru advised him that it was a city of fools. He advised him not to stay in the city of foolish people, but he denied the proposal because of his greed. Because of his greed, he thought that the price of the food was very less in the city. That's why, and as he was very greedy person, so he denied the proposal given by his guru and he stayed there. So what happened? Now he is in a problem. What was the problem? The servants of the king arrested him to execute him, to kill him. You don't know what they will do next. He remembered these words, the words of his guru. While he was waiting for death, he prayed to his guru in his heart, asking him to hear his cry wherever he was. The guru saw everything in a vision. He had magic powers. He could see far and he could see the future as he could see the present and the past. He arrived at once to save his disciple, who had got himself into such a scrape through love of food. So now this disciple, this fat man, was taken to that stake where he had to be died. So now he was waiting, the disciple was waiting for his death. During that period, he remembered and he prayed his guru. He prayed his guru and he prayed that his guru must save him. His guru was very powerful man. His guru was very powerful man. At once, his guru just came. Okay, at once his guru came in that place and he started making a plan. What was the plan? As soon as he arrived, he scolded the disciple and told him something in a whisper. Then he went to the king and addressed him. O wisest of kings! O wisest of kings! Who is greater, the guru or the disciple? Of course the guru. No doubt about it. Why do you ask? Then put me to the stake first. Put my disciple to death after me. So the guru was very wise person. The guru was a wise man, wise sannyasi. So as he arrived there, he whispered to his disciple ear. He talked to his disciple in a very low tone. And then the guru reached or went to the king. And what he said to the king? The guru said to the king, O wisest king, I'm just making a question, please give me the answer. He asked him. What was the question? He asked, who is greater, a guru or a disciple? So the king replied, obviously, of course, guru is greater than disciple. So then immediately Guru replied, then please put me in the stake at first. Put me in the stake at first. Means he told him to kill him at first. Then next to his disciple. The king was in amazement. He was surprised. He was shocked. A person wanted to be died before his disciple. Why? He was in curiosity to know why. See what happens. When the disciple heard this, he understood and began to clamor. Means began to cry out. Me first. You brought me here first. Put me to death first, not him. When his disciple heard everything, he understood. And he started crying, no, I am here first. Please, kill me at first, then him. I want to die at first. The disciples started crying that he wanted to die at first. And his guru says, no, he wanted to die at first. Means they were fighting. Guru and disciple, they were fighting to be executed at first. They both, Guru and his disciple, were fighting each other because of their death at first. The Guru and the disciple now got into a fight about who should go first. The king was puzzled. Puzzled means confused. The king was puzzled by this behavior. He asked the Guru, why do you want to die? We chose him because we needed a fat man for the stake. So the king was in a puzzle. He was confused. He was in confusion. He said to the Guru that, hey Guru, why do you want to die? We chose this man to kill because he is fat enough to fit in the stake. That's why. But why do you want to die? He asked him. You shouldn't ask me such questions. Put me death first, replied the Guru. Without giving the proper answer, Guru made him puzzled, saying that, no, don't ask me such question. Please put me to the deathbed at first. Because I want to die at first, before my disciple. Please, means kill me at first. Why? There is some mystery here. As a wise man, you must make me understand. So, king again wanted to know. Means the king again showed his curiosity to the Guru to know about the proper reason. Will you promise to put me to death if I tell you? Asked the Guru. So now Guru asked a promise from the king. That please promise me, if I tell you the reason, so you kill me at first. Promise me. The king gave him his solemn word. The king said, yes, I will complete your promise. I will complete my promise, but tell me the proper truth. The Guru took him aside out of the servant's earshot and whispered. Whispered means talked in a low tone. Whispered to him, do you know why we want to die right now? The two of us, we have been all over the world, but we have never found a city like this or a king like you. That stake is the stake of the God of justice. It's new. It has never had a criminal on it. Whoever dies on it first will be reborn as the king of the country, and whoever goes next will be the future minister of this country. We are sick for our ascetic life. It would be nice to enjoy ourselves as king and minister for a while. Now keep your word, my Lord, and put us to death. For me first, remember. Now the Guru started making his conspiracy. He made his plot. What was the conspiracy? The Guru took the king aside and said him in a very low tone that, you know, king, why I want to die at first? Because the stake that you have prepared to kill, it is new. This stake have never tasted the blood of criminal. So this is not a stake. This is the stake of God. Whoever would be killed at first will be reborn as the king of this city, and whoever would be killed next of him would be the future minister of the city. So I want to die at first to be the king of this city, and I want my disciple as my minister. That's why I want him dead next of me. This is the reason. So don't forget, my Lord, please put me to the stake at first, then my disciple. See, it was the conspiracy of the Guru, the wisest man. The king was now through into deep thought. He didn't want to lose the kingdom to someone else in the next round of life. He needed time. So he ordered the execution postponed to the next day and talked in secret with his minister. So the king went in a deep thought, went in a deep thinking, and he postponed the execution for the next day. And he secretly started discussion with his minister, because he did not want to lose his kingdom for the next round of life. It's not right for us to give over the kingdom to others in the next life. Let's go to the stake ourselves, and we will reborn as the king and minister again. Holy man, do not tell lies, he said. The king said to the ministers, no, we are not going to give our kingdom to those people, to that Guru and his disciple. No, it is not possible. This is our kingdom. So let's go to die. Let's go to means kill ourselves. Let's go to kill ourselves and to get reborn and as a king and ministers for the next time. And what he added that the holy man, the people who are sannyasis, they never tell a lie. So he told the executioners, we will send the criminals tonight. When the first man comes to you, put him to death first, then do to the same to the next man. Those are my orders. Don't make any mistake. So now he told to the executioners, means killers. Executioners, the person who kill through the stake to the criminals. So the king passed the order to the executioners, and he told them that night time, or means after the night, we will send the criminals to the position, and you have to kill at first the person whom I will send at first, and then you have to kill the next person whom I'll send next. So he ordered the executioners to kill the criminals in a proper order. That night, the king and his ministers went secretly to the prison, released the guru and the disciple, disguised themselves as the two, and as arranged beforehand with royal servants were taken to the stake and promptly executed. So, what they have done, the king and his minister? The king and his favorite minister went secretly in the night time, went secretly to the prison and released, means freed guru and his disciple, and in their place they disguised, means they just made themselves as guru and his disciple, and started living in that prison that night as guru and as his disciple. The next morning, the king himself went to the position where the executioners were present, and they were at the position to kill. So in that way they were executed. At first the king was executed, and then his minister was executed in the place of guru and disciple. So finally, who died? The foolish king and his foolish minister. The foolish king and his foolish minister killed himself. The king and his minister killed themselves deliberately in the place of guru and disciple. Why? Because they did not want to lose their kingdom as king and minister. They again wanted to rule in the kingdom as king and minister. So that in place of guru and minister, they killed themselves. So see how foolish they were. That's why it was in the kingdom of fools, means all people were fools. What happened next? See, when the bodies were taken down to be thrown to crows and vultures, the people panicked. When the dead bodies were taken down on the earth's surface, they were in panic. All people were in panic. Why? They saw before them the dead bodies of the king and the minister. The city was in confusion. They saw that they were not disciple and his guru. The dead bodies were of king and minister. They all were in confusion. All people were in confusion because the dead bodies were of the king and minister. All night they mourned and discussed the future of the kingdom. Some people suddenly thought of the guru and the disciple and caught up with them as they were preparing to leave town unnoticed. We people need a king and a minister, said someone. Others agreed. They begged the guru and the disciple to be the king and their minister. It didn't take many arguments to persuade the disciple, but it took longer to persuade the guru. They finally agreed to rule the kingdom of the foolish king and the silly minister, on the condition they could change all the old laws. From then on, night would again be night and day would again be day, and you could get nothing for a doo-doo. It became like any other place. So when the people were in confusion, seeing the dead bodies of king and the minister, they were in mourn. They mourned the night, and then suddenly one of them thought about the guru and disciple for their future king and minister. So when guru and his disciple were preparing to leave the city, the people of the city caught them and requested both guru and disciple to be the future king and the minister of the place. At first, the disciple agreed very easily, but it didn't take easy to convince Guru. But finally, Guru was convinced to be the king of the place, but in a condition. What was the condition? The king said to the people that the city would be converted as any other cities. So, from that day, the people agreed with the decision of Guru, and then the Guru and his disciple, means Guru became king of the city and the disciple became minister of the city, and from then the kingdom became like any other kingdom of the earth. So students, from then means all the prices of the groceries were different. Means now within a dudu it was not possible to purchase whatever the people liked. So from then the kingdom of fools became the kingdom of normal people. So students, did you understand the story? Because so you found out finally the kingdom of fools, the king and their servants, the ministers, all people of the kingdom were foolish. Because of that, finally king and his minister killed themselves in the place of Guru and his disciple. And finally the Guru and his disciple became the king and his minister of the city. So students, thank you very much. The chapter is over here. So thank you very much. Go through my all videos. Thank you. Bye.